When you first come to yoga class, working up into shoulder stand can be really challenging. So that might be for any number of reasons. Maybe it's a really long time since you've been upside down and you're a little bit nervous. Or maybe you're working with pain or injury in the neck or in the shoulder, and the fear of that coming back can make moving into a position like this where you're balanced on your shoulders and the neck feels vulnerable really difficult. So the way we're going to work in today is hopefully going to be really helpful. Now, it may be that you've been in class and they've used the momentum method, so that rocking backwards and forwards, up and down the spine, just trying to shift the weight into the shoulders, trying to take the hips over the shoulders there. Now, that can be really helpful for many students. But like I say, if you're nervous or have experienced pain or injury in the past, then this can be a more helpful way to help you find your way into shoulder stand. So we're going to start by taking one of the best yoga postures in the world, Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. And if, like me, you've got lovely pale walls, then I suggest you get a little pair of white socks on, just to stop you making grubby feet marks up the wall. So we're going to start by getting that hip into the wall. So getting in as tight as you can. And then as elegantly as possible, we're going to swing the legs around and take them up the wall as you lay back on your mat. So shuffling in, trying to get the bum as close to the wall as you can. Arms by your side. If you feel any discomfort in the lower back, you can pop a block or a blanket under the hips. So just bending the knees a little bit, press the heels into the wall and just take the hips up, and you're just popping a blanket or a block underneath the hips there. I can't quite reach my blocks here just now, but just popping it in under the hips there and then letting the weight sit back down on it. So this is the first stage, Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. And like I say, this is a great posture. And if you take this in class, everyone else will just be really jealous. So don't be intimidated because everyone else is doing something different. When you feel that you want to take this a stage further, what we're going to do is just start to work the pelvis up and off the floor. So tuck the lower abdomen in, bend the knees just enough to get the feet flat on the floor, and then we're going to press into the feet and see if you can start to lift the hips off the floor. And maybe after some time, you might be able to get the hips high enough that we can bring the hands into the back of the hips, either side of the spine for support. So I want you to try and keep the elbows in underneath the hips here. They will want to go wide, but try drawing them in. You might even need to shuckle them in a little bit. We want very little, as little weight as possible in the hands here. And also I want you to be able to breathe. So if the breathing feels really compressed, maybe think about lifting the chin just a little bit. It won't move much at all, but it might just be enough to help. And you're going to build yourself up, maybe eventually staying here for 8 to 10 breaths before releasing the hands and slowly lowering all the way to the floor. So working with that option until you feel steady and confident up there and the breath feels long and strong. Next stage, we're going to press into the elbows, draw the lower abdomen in and press into the feet, lifting the hips. Get the hands either side of the back of the pelvis there. And then we're going to try and take one foot at a time off the wall.
So taking the foot off and beginning to straighten the leg. Now you'll notice I've taken the leg out beyond my head there. It's not reaching up towards the ceiling. I'm reaching out beyond the top of my head. And that's to counterbalance the weight so that I'm keeping as little weight as possible in my hands. Working up 8 to 10 breaths there. Switching sides. So it could be at first that you can maybe only maintain a breath or two here before having to come down. And that's great. You can even come down between sides. Releasing the hands, and then to come down we're going to use the pressing of the elbows, the tucking of the abdomen and the legs to help us control that all the way down. So we're working on the pattern that we need to lift, but we've got gravity to help us there. Working with that option again until you're strong and steady and confident. And then we're going to finally try and take both feet off the wall. So the elbows are in, we're going to press the elbows, tuck the lower abdomen in and press the feet into the wall as we lift. Moving one foot at a time, so finding your balance. And when you feel ready, taking both feet off the wall. So again, looking for as little weight as possible in the hands. What tends to happen is if the feet are reaching for the ceiling, the whole weight sits in the hands. And you'll see I can't take my hands away here. So what we're looking to do here is just take the feet a little bit beyond the head. You can see how that shifts my centre of gravity. Again, here as long as is comfortable for you. And working up to 8 to 10 breaths before bending the knees and reaching for the wall. Release the hands in slowly, lowering all the way to the floor. And then again, with as much dignity as you can muster, we're going to roll over onto your side and come up to sitting. A great progression of exercises using the wall to help build our strength and our confidence and our balance for eventually working up into headstand. So I hope you found this helpful. As always, get in touch if you've got any questions, and please do let me know how you get on with it. Thank you very much.